What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bridging the Geekdoms. I'm your host, Robert Slavinsky, and so close. So freaking close. You have no idea how close we are. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for this movie. Less than 15 hours away at this point from the film that we have all been fighting for and waiting for, hoping to get. We're getting it finally here. Tomorrow. We are hours away. I can't wait. Let me know in the comments your excitement. Tell me your excitement. Show your excitement. All that jazz. So excited for this movie. So, my excitement. Why am I so excited? You know, I've done videos here and there discussing my excitement, discussing why the Snyder Cut is so important. But today, in my final show before we all see the Snyder Cut, I just want to express the excitement, express my joy, express everything. My thanks to everybody who has been involved in making this a reality. And that goes for everybody. Any one of you that ever utilized the hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Anybody who ever released or used that hashtag, you are the reason why this is happening. Let's see here. We got Andrew. What's up, my man? I want to see the most Superman and Batman. Okay. I mean, if you're excited to see Superman and Batman, I am too. You have no idea. The early reviews, the reactions, everything like that has come out over the last few days have been phenomenal. Now, we know that there was going to be negative pushback from critics, from pundits, from outlets. That was inevitable. It was completely inevitable. That was going to happen. And I tried to warn people. I wrote an awesome article over at The Culture Nerd explaining that, you know, just because it's happening doesn't mean that it's true. We've gotten this far together, united. We have to keep pushing forward. It's been phenomenal. All the support, all the excitement, all the build up to this moment. These critics, these pundits that want to sit there and criticize Zack, they're the same ones who said, hey, the Snyder Cut doesn't exist. It's not coming. So we need to just say, you know what? Forget you. Get rid of them. Don't listen to that. Who cares? Who cares about all that? We need to show Warner. We need to show HBO. We need to show Jason Kilar. We need to show the world how important this movie is and how much we were looking forward to it and how much we want it to continue. Because if we don't show them, then it's not going to continue. Now, there's something I really want to show you here because I think it is fantastic. So I'm going to do that in a few minutes here. But, you know, people have, you know, continuously discussed and talked about how Zack has been playing very coy in the idea that the Snyderverse will continue. You know, his answer's always just like, look, I didn't think I'd be here. Crazier things have happened. That's been his answer. That's pretty much what he has said verbatim almost every single time. And that is a very brilliant way of answering, but not answering the question, because we all want it. He knows we want it. He knows that if the fans get behind it and Warner sees that it's a viable option, that it's going to happen. But he can't say, yes, it's going to happen. He can't say, oh, maybe if you do this or maybe if I do that. He can't say that. On the other side, we also have the fact that, or the idea and the belief that it's already in motion. Things are already happening. Again, I've said this for months. You've heard it over on other shows and on other channels. This is not something that they can just sit here and say, all right, green light, let's go. This is something that has to be worked up over time. This is something that is contracts, deals, time, locations, all of that has to be worked out before they can officially greenlight it and say it is happening. Again, that's not to say that they have started that or they haven't started that, but I think there's a good chance it has started, only because of the excitement and the success that this movie has had already. Unfortunately, I was not part of the premiere that happened on Monday, unfortunately, but I heard there were a whole bunch of debacle. There was a big debacle there. I actually saw the debacle going on my Twitter feed. But before I get to that, I want to show this because, as I was saying, Zack has a way of answering without answering questions in regards to, will the Snyderverse continue? And dropped today on Tyrone Magnus's YouTube, I think it was the best version of him answering, but not answering that question. And I hope you guys got a chance to check it out. If not, I'm going to show it here because I think you guys need to see this. I think it's pretty interesting. So, all right, there we go.
I'm here.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
As a moviegoer, I got to say, huge fan. And as an actor, I definitely want to work with you someday.
Okay, let's go.
Gotta get that out the way. Okay, so first question is, after this movie is released and it explodes with popularity, when Warner Brothers says, we need you back to finish your vision of the Snyderverse, is the Snyder Man returning?
Hey, look, I didn't think I'd be talking to you right now about Justice League. So, clearly stranger things have happened. We've witnessed that. So,
okay.
I'm just the guy saying.
So it's definitely a possibility. Never know.
Could never know. Never say never, as I say.
There it is, guys. I mean, again, like I said, I think that is the best example of the answer, non-answer that we've had yet. Suman, Manali, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names. You too, man. Have a good day. I hope you enjoy the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I hope you enjoy it when you watch it later today or tonight or tomorrow, whatever it is for you. I hope you enjoy the film. Make sure you come back tomorrow because I'm going to be doing a few videos, spoiler, non-spoiler, and spoiler review of it. But all right, so back to today. The excitement, the hype, the build-up to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's coming. It's finally coming. Yes. All these years of fighting and pushing and just, it's here. It's coming. It's coming. Thanks, man. No one is here to watch you now, but one day there will be a lot, so brace yourself. Thanks, man. Look, I know I don't get a lot of viewers. I get that. I understand that. It's been something I've dealt with. I'm still a relatively new YouTuber. Podcasting wise, my co-host who doesn't do the free talks with me, but will be doing all the live full shows with me. We have been doing podcasting since like 2016, 2017. We had a decent following on the podcast realm. I jumped to YouTube a little less than a year ago, and I've just been building it from there. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everybody watching, so thank you so much. Now, this hype is real, guys. So that premiere that happened on Monday, the hype I think was prior to that was high, but Monday you could just tell that the excitement on social media, the excitement around the world was at an all-time high. And it was 6 p.m. my time. I'm Eastern Standard Time in the United States. It was supposed to start at 6 p.m. So, I'm sitting there. I'm not getting to watch it. I'm not part of the premiere, but I'm sitting there watching my timeline. Just, let's see how people, the excitement. I'm watching the excitement, seeing it build up. And then I was really interested. What I wanted to see happen, and it kind of did for about 10, 15 minutes, is where Twitter just shut down. Like there was just no conversation going on there, or at least not like normal in regards to the Snyderverse community. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how much it would fall, just not fall, but, just die down in there. But after about 10 minutes, things started popping up. Hey, can't get on here. Oh, look, it's not working for me. It's not working for me. This went on for hours, and they did come out and state that it was Microsoft servers that had crashed due to an update earlier in the day, that they just couldn't handle the workload, or what it was, I'm not sure, but it took them roughly 6 to 6.5 hours to get their systems back up for people to start watching. And I just felt so bad for everybody, because the hype, like I said, was at an all-time high at that point. And the fact that all these people may have taken off work, may have left work early, may have, it was at a perfect time, so they'd be able to get to bed that night, still get to work the next day, everything like that. They all their plans had to be rearranged and changed. And there's a few people I know who I talk to who have YouTube channels who had to stay up late. Some of them couldn't watch it until they came home from work the next day. And it was just so unfortunate. I feel so bad for those people. And most of all, I feel bad for Zack, because that he was just as excited, just his anticipation to see the fans witnessing this and reacting to it. I'm sure he was so excited to see that, and it just didn't pan out or play out how he was hoping and wanted it to play out. So that's a little disappointing. It's crazy to think that there could have been any manipulation or meddling in the background. We know that Warner Brothers has done a lot, or we believe Warner Brothers has done a lot to discourage fans and discourage this movement, discourage the Snyder Cut family. I don't think that anything happened in that regard on Monday. I know there's a lot of speculation that it was Warner Brothers meddling, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it truly was just dumb luck, bad luck in regards to the servers and what happened with Microsoft. So that's unfortunate, but everybody got to see it. All these fans got to see it finally. And the reactions were phenomenal. Masterpiece. Some of them are calling it a masterpiece. Some of them, people were calling it the best DCU movie, best superhero movie. So many reactions. The anticipation of this movie for people who haven't seen it just continues to rise for every reaction that has come out. It is fantastic. It is beautiful. Let's see. Suman, you are still here. What's up? Darkseid or Thanos? Not really sure what you're asking in that regard. Do I like Darkseid or Thanos better? Well, I haven't seen Darkseid in live action, but from a character standpoint, in the films, or not the films, in the comics, I have always been more of a Darkseid, I guess, fan. I won't say fan because he's a bad guy. I don't want to say I'm a fan of a bad guy, but I think that his motives and his overall story, I think, is I like it better than Thanos. Not saying Thanos is a bad character, but DC has always hit me more in a different way than Marvel has. So that's what I'll go and say with it on that. When it comes to seeing the Snyder Cut, I'm hearing a lot of good things. However, this isn't a Darkseid movie. While I know Darkseid, and it's no spoiler to anybody, Darkseid is in this movie, and he's in it at, a decent chunk, but this isn't a Darkseid movie. This isn't his film. Whereas, Infinity War and Endgame, those were Thanos films. He was the big bad in both of those. He was the main, catalyst of all the events that happened in those two movies. You have to realize and understand that, they had a lot more to work with over there. If we get to continue the Snyderverse, I think we're going to see that it is much grander and more exciting with Darkseid, but we'll see. We'll see for sure. We will see. But what is your excitement level at, guys? Where do you sit? Where's your excitement level at for this movie? For me, the most exciting I've ever been for a movie, I was sitting here the other day thinking about, when has my excitement ever been this high? And a lot of times I quickly say The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi. But honestly, that's not the case. The last time my excitement was this high was actually back in 2005 for Revenge of the Sith. I was going to the theater. I was driving. It was me and a couple of my buddies going to the theater. Midnight showing. This is before they were doing the 7 p.m. showings on the East Coast, for the premieres. It was midnight back then. And I just remember just leading up to that moment, my excitement was just through the roof. At the time, it was the end of Star Wars. We didn't believe we were going to get any ever again. Uh, the fall of Anakin and all that stuff that came with that movie truly really just put it on a pedestal for me because of what that movie was doing. It was finishing up this saga that I fell in love with more than 10 years prior. So for me, the last time my excitement level was that high or this high was back in 2005 for Revenge of the Sith. But I have to say that my excitement level for this movie may be surpassing even that. I think because of everything that we've done as a fandom to get to this point has been incredible. All the work that we've done for AFSP, all the events that we've held, as a fandom have been phenomenal. And I honestly, to see this happen because of the fan, the fan demand is just incredible. This has never been seen before. And this is monumental for a Hollywood movie, for a Hollywood film. I can't express anymore how amazing this is. Let's see. Another question. Who were you supporting on BVS? Who was I supporting in BVS? So it's a great question. There was actually somebody talking about it. Actually, I'm going to keep that up. So if anybody joins, a lot of people have been talking on Twitter the last couple of days about this idea. They've been kind of rewatching Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, as I've done the last week. I've kind of went back and forth between them over the last week in my excitement. And people ask, was Batman right in what he was doing? It was, what was going on? Like, do you agree with Superman's thoughts and nobody stays good in this world? All that stuff was, being discussed. And, they're interesting questions. And Batman, you have to realize in that movie, Batman specifically went through some shit for 20 years. I mean, he talks about Alfred, how many good men have we seen turn cruel? And Superman to him, who wasn't at that point in time, right then and there, the threat that he was seeing him as possibly being, but he knew that if there was even a 1% chance that he could be a threat, they have to take it with an absolute certainty, and they have to stop it because of look at what has happened in Gotham over the last 20 years. Look at what has happened to the people, to the family, the friends that he has had over the last 20 years in Gotham. And I think that's a very, very intriguing and interesting take. It's kind of shocking that question or that mindset was never truly explored in comics prior, at least not that I've seen. I'm not going to sit here and say I've read every single Batman comic, but the bigger ones I've read, there's never been much of a discussion on that whole side of things, and in realizing that, look, Batman, he becomes a person that isn't just about vengeance, but he's about preventing future events from happening in this, and that happens because of all that he has seen during his tenure as Batman. Now, as a viewer, we sit back and we see this and we're like, dude, look at Superman, he's a good guy. But that's us as fans, we're seeing both sides of it. Bruce Wayne in the movie, he's not seeing both sides. He's one, being manipulated by Lex, as is the entire world. Two, he's not thinking straight because of his anger and his fear. He has fear because this is a being like he's never seen before, a being that is godlike, has godlike powers. He watched a 9/11-esque event take place in Metropolis. So there is fear there. So for him to have this attitude or this vendetta, or this mission to stop Superman, it completely makes sense. It's understandable. I understand where he's coming from. From the Superman side, he's struggling the entire movie. He's struggling because the world is looking at him and saying, look, are you supposed to be like, should we even have a Superman? Are you like, do we need somebody like this? Look at what he did in Metropolis 18 months ago. Look at what's going on. Those are questions that are asked throughout the movie. And Superman, who just the movie prior, just a couple years prior to the events that are going on in Batman vs Superman, was adrift. He was lost. He was unsure of who he was, how he would fit in with this world. So, what side do you take? I don't think you can take a side in that movie. I don't think I ever have taken a side in that movie. But it is, an interesting question to ask. And here's Andrew again. I want to see the most Superman and Batman. Again, Andrew, I don't quite understand. I mean, if you want to see more Batman and Superman, absolutely. I want to see it too. I want to see more Batman and Superman. Well said, sir. Love the way you explained it. Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, Batman vs Superman has been a topic of discussion for 5 years now. 5 years. 2016 it came out. And 5 days, 5 years. And it is as much discussed today as it was 5 years ago. There's a reason for that. It's because it does ask a lot of questions. There's a lot to unpack with that film. And what I think people are going to love, and again, I have yet to see Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I think what people are going to love and witness with Zack Snyder's Justice League is how it truly feels connected to that movie, whereas what happened in 2017 just does not. I heard a rumor that Flashpoint movie will fix everything and set up the new and better DCEU. What's new and better? That's all subjective. That's the thing. It's all subjective. It's not, you can't sit there and say that this over here is new and better when the Snyder fandom isn't going to think so. So it's not necessarily new and better. Here's what I've heard, because I have heard rumblings. I have heard discussions and talk about what this Flash movie is going to do. Again, it is inspired. There is an inspiration of Flashpoint in that movie. There's a reason why Andy Muschietti has constantly stated it's not Flashpoint. It's inspired. There's inspiration of Flashpoint, but it's not Flashpoint. There are things that they were inspired by for this film. Now, what have I heard? Well, this is not rebooting the DCEU. This is not rebooting anything. Flash is going to reestablish the DCEU. And that is a very different word than reboot. And let me explain why. Right now, the DCEU, the DC films, they're kind of all over the place. There's a discussion on Facebook yesterday who said, oh, we need to get a figurehead like Kevin Feige over at DC. And I disagree because, to a point, I disagree because the beauty of what they have with the DC characters is how they have a multiverse like they do. That opens up the door for filmmakers and writers and actors to come in and have artistic freedom in doing something different. Prime example, the Joker movie. Prime example right there. So what the Flash movie is going to do, is it's going to establish as I call a DCEU prime, a prime proper, not prime proper, DCEU proper timeline. That's going to be their main timeline. That's going to be the one where they have a pseudo universe that kind of plays off of each other. But what the Flash is also going to do is it's going to introduce the fandom, the general audience, to the multiverse, to the overall multiverse. And what that multiverse is going to allow for the future filmmakers is to essentially decide, do I want to be connected to this main timeline, do this DCU proper? Or perhaps, you know what, I really like what they did over in the Snyderverse. And an example of that is what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is doing. His Black Adam movie, he wants to fight Henry Cavill. He called out the Justice League, the current Justice League. He wants to take them on. Now, that's not to say that this current Justice League isn't going to be in that main DCU proper line because but Snyder said that, Hamada and DC Films look at the 2017 Justice League as canon. That's the one they're moving forward. So it's the same Justice League, which I think a lot of people are also forgetting, that even though there's this talk and discussion about a African-American or Black Superman, they're looking at Justice League as the main canon. But perhaps Dwayne Johnson doesn't want his Black Adam to be part of that DCU proper. Maybe he just wants to be over in the Snyderverse. Perhaps somebody comes in and says, you know what, I want to connect to that Joker universe. You have the Matt Reeves Batman universe, separate. There's a lot that they can do now, and that's what this Flash movie is going to do. Remember, DC Fandom played heavily on the multiverse aspect and idea, and that is what they're going to do. There's a reason why they played on the multiverse aspect and had Jim Lee sit there and explain the multiverse during the event, because they want people to understand and realize that this multiverse is something that they're going to be utilizing moving forward, not just in films, but in TV as well, in all mediums, on HBO Max and films, on CW, everything like that. Everything's connected in some form or fashion, I should say. I just kind of said it. What do you think the Flash will fix? I kind of just went over that. It's not fixing anything. There's nothing that needs fixed. Some execs don't appreciate what they have with Snyder. They don't appreciate and respect that, which is unfortunate. Well, they don't respect it or anything. There's nothing to fix. They've already done their pseudo fix back in 2017 with that abomination known as Justice League now. So that was their fix right there. Flash isn't going to fix anything. Again, it's going to reestablish, possibly introduce a new Batman. There's a lot of rumor that Michael Keaton is going to be the new Batman moving forward. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but don't think that means that Ben Affleck is done. Everybody thought he was done. And then he comes back for reshoots or additional photography for the Snyder Cut. And he's coming back for the Flash movie. Everybody thought he was done, but he's coming back in some form or fashion. Very well could come back again. And if what we're hearing about the Batman Affleck movie / series is true, then hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for seeing more Ben Affleck Batman, especially after what I'm hearing from Justice League. I can't wait. So close. Guys, we're so close to to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's incredible. Let's see here. I'm trying to see how close we are to it. It's crazy. What's the next question you got, man? I like talking with you. Then will the cast be replaced if Henry didn't return? So we are 13 hours and 33 minutes away from Zack Snyder's Justice League, guys. Crazy. All right. Will the cast be replaced if Henry didn't return? The cast, are you talking about the entire Justice League cast, like Momoa, Godot, and all them? No. I mean, Aquaman 2's going to start filming here in about, I think 4 weeks from now. That's going to start filming. Wonder Woman 3 is on the slate. That's coming up. Whether you're excited about it or not after the abysmal Wonder Woman 84. Godot, she wasn't the problem with Wonder Woman 84. She wasn't. That's the thing. I think what's going on, South Cali? Godot wasn't the problem with that movie, so I'm excited for Wonder Woman 3 for sure. Definitely am. But they won't recast anybody. The only person that they could recast, Henry Cavill could be, but I don't believe it's going to happen. He's going to be back. He's got a contract for additional appearances. I think it's 4 or 5 appearances total is what he has contracted. So he's here for a while. He's going to be in the Black Adam movie. From what I understand, he's going to be in Shazam 2, I should say. And then there's a few other projects that they have not yet announced that he would be in. So that's exciting. We are on the eve of epicness coming in just a few hours. As I said, South Cali, We're 13 hours away, 13 and a half hours away from the Snyder Cut. I cannot freaking wait. We're so freaking close. Just to remind everybody, I will be doing a live video tomorrow after seeing the Snyder Cut. I'm shooting for noon Eastern time, could be 1 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. It's going to be non-spoilers, and then the latter half will be spoiler discussion. I'm hoping to get some people on to discuss, because I know this movie is going to open up a lot of discussion. I know for a fact it will. I believe you got to actually see it, South Cali. I'm pretty sure you saw it already. You little bugger, you. I'm kind of jealous of that. But if you're somebody who's afraid of what is going to happen with the DCEU, with the Flash movie, don't be worried, because I truly believe that what they're doing is better for fans of the Snyderverse than not, in my opinion. Actually, let's do this one real quick. Indeed, I did. Yes, you did, you little... Yeah. DCEU has more emotions than Marvel, I guess. Your thoughts and reasons you slightly prefer DCEU more. Okay, so here's the thing. I do prefer the DCEU a bit more. I do. It is what it is, The DCEU, I won't say has more emotion, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. The last, 10, 15 minutes of Endgame, I was bawling my eyes out the entire time. There was emotion there. I was invested emotionally in what Marvel created. Watching Tony die, seeing his interaction with his daughter after he died in that little hologram that he had, and then seeing Steve get everything that he always wanted. Those were emotional, because I was emotionally attached to those characters over the last 10 years. So I'm not going to sit here and say that DCEU has more emotions than Marvel. I think, at least with what Snyder built, there's a lot more to take in, to discuss, to analyze than what you get in Marvel. And I say this all the time. I truly believe Marvel is a little bit more cookie cutter. They're copy paste. Every movie has very similar aspects to the last. And that's disappointing to me, because, I like WandaVision, for instance. I wanted to go and I wanted to love WandaVision. I wanted to watch it every single week and love it. But every single week, I after every episode, I felt unfulfilled. And that's kind of how I feel with most Marvel movies, is when it's over, I'm unfulfilled. I enjoy the ride, the mindless, numbing action sequences, mind-numbing, whatever. I can't talk right now, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things, like, there's some Marvel movies that are fantastic. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of my top 5 favorite superhero movies ever made. It is, I think, a fantastic and underrated film. It is fantastic. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, phenomenal movie. Iron Man 1, great movie. But you start to see that a lot of the films are just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Oh, look, we're going to throw an explosion here at 5 minutes instead of 8 minutes, or at 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes. It's the same thing, just with a different coat of paint on it. And it's unfortunate. DCEU as a whole, I think, is slightly falling into that, but they do take a little more chances. What Snyder created was a big swing. Different, very different. Then you take a look at Birds of Prey. I was shocked at how much I liked that movie. I know a lot of people don't. I was shocked how much I liked it. I thought it was inventive. It was interesting. I came out of it just like, wow, I enjoyed it. It was a fun time. I wasn't looking for anything deep in that movie, but it was a good time. Shazam kind of fell the other way. That kind of fell more towards the Marvel side of things with the goofiness and everything, but it made sense for that character. Aquaman, I thought was a really good movie. I thought it was a beautifully shot film. I wish there were moments in it that were a little bit better, and some of the dialogue and story beats I felt were just a little clunky, but overall, I really enjoyed that movie. So, you're comparing apples to oranges. You know, they're both comic book genre films. They both have good, they both have bad. It is what it is, and you can enjoy what you want to enjoy. I do prefer the DCEU more, but more specifically, I enjoy what Zack Snyder was giving us because of how deep those films are, in my opinion. I was having a discussion a few days ago, and you can't, and I was saying, look, in today's world, in 2021, we would not be able to have Christopher Nolan's Batman movies. It wouldn't happen. Because of the landscape and how the comic book genre has changed, Warner Brothers would never go that direction when it comes to Batman films. They just wouldn't. Because they're seeing what's going on over at Marvel, and they want some of that money, and they think that they're going to be able to get that money by changing things up a little bit and being a little more lighthearted and more of a connected universe. However, you see what Matt Reeves is doing right now. He's kind of doing what Nolan did. He's getting a trilogy. He's building a more realistic, darker take on Batman. So perhaps we would have gotten a Nolan trilogy today, but maybe it wouldn't have been as easy to get to that point. I don't know. What do we got here? Andrew, again, I hope people see how better this film is and want Justice League 2 and 3. It's already out there, man. You know, people are already trending. Restore the Snyderverse. It's coming. The early reactions from the fans have been very positive. A lot of naysayers have even kind of backhandedly given a good review or reaction to the movie. Even Scott Mendelson, who was very vocal in his, not wanting a Snyder cut, not believing there was a Snyder cut, saying that it's the same movie just with additional scenes. He even said that in a way that, it's better than what came in 2017. So I think, when you take a look at that, you start to understand and realize, okay, this is going to be something cool. This is going to be something big. People are going to like this. I'm not a Rotten Tomatoes fan, but you do see what's going on Rotten Tomatoes. The rating is much higher than the last Justice League. It's higher than Batman vs Superman. I think that bodes well when it comes to the general audience, but as diehard fans, I hope nobody really takes what Rotten Tomatoes does and runs with it, because Rotten Tomatoes it's not Rotten Tomatoes because it's not them. They're not the ones writing the reviews. So I don't want to say it like that because I understand how it is. But the rating system, I've never agreed with a rating system. I've never agreed with putting a number of how good something is when it comes to films. Actually, I'll take that back. It's been probably about 5 or 6 years since I have thought that way, because I could look at a movie right now and let's say it's 5, we're going out of 5 stars. I can watch a movie right now and say, oh, it's 4 to 5 stars. Can watch another movie and say, oh, that's 3 out of 5 stars. But they're too, you just can't, it doesn't work that way. Why is that movie worse than that movie? Or why is, this movie, take the Justice League movies, for instance. How is, how can you say one is, there's a person who put one was 2.5 stars and then said, oh, this one is better and made it 2 stars or something like that. It's just ridiculous. I hate the rating system. I'm not a fan of the rating system. So yeah, we'll get away from that. The Truth, what's up, man? What's up, man? Very excited to see Snyder Cut. I'll see you in 2023 when JL2 is released. I mean, I don't want to wait that long to see you, man. I hope we talk a little bit more before then. Don't want to wait that long. Come on, man. Really, honestly. Let's see what else you got to say. I think I saw one critic have a brain aneurysm having to give Snyder's Justice League a good review. Again, there are critics out there who have been very critical of what he has, what Snyder has done over the years, who are saying this is a good movie. They're not giving a huge amount of praise, but they're saying, hey, it's good. What else we got? Is Snyder Cut pirated already? I have heard that, unfortunately. I'm not looking for it. I'm not going to share it if I ever see it. Do not see this illegally. Get your HBO Max subscription. Get your subscription of wherever it's going to be streaming at. Give the money. Make sure it goes to the right place so Warner makes their money. We need them to make this money. We need them to see if we want Justice League 2 and 3, a Batfleck series, Cyborg movie, whatever could possibly come, David Ayer Suicide Squad. Make sure you give them your money. At its base core, yes, the 2017 film and the Snyder Cut story beats are, for the most part, very similar. The execution in Zack's film is just on another level. Must be seen and experienced to understand. That's from South Cali. He did see the movie the other day. Lucky bastard. But, I mean, that's to be expected. And that's one thing I hope people understand going into this movie is you're going to see scenes that are exactly the same as what you saw, not exactly the same, but similar to what you saw in 2017. It's going to have a fresher coat of paint on it. It'll have the proper background, the proper scenery, all that kind of stuff. Possibly the scenes will be expanded a bit more, possibly. Yeah, I mean, whatever. But you're going to see scenes that look similar, the same as what you saw in 2017. But what you have to understand is that was a movie that was created. Zack shot a movie that Josh Whedon had to come in, or Whedon, whatever his name is, douchebag Whedon, had to come in and reshoot stuff and kind of fit it together like Tetris. Put all these pieces together, a puzzle. I probably should have said puzzle. I don't know why I said Tetris. But put it all together and make it work as best as he could. So yeah, you're going to see things that were in 2017. I want people to understand that. I've already heard people come out and say, it's basically the same movie with just longer scenes or extended scenes. You're missing the point. Because while the main beat of Steppenwolf coming to Earth for the mother boxes, that's the main core of the story. While that's still there, everything that happens around it is expanded on. Could be new. Could be something we didn't see before. And that's what I hope people understand. I really do. But thanks, South Cali, for clarifying that for a lot of people, because I'm not saying the people that watch a show, not saying the people that are big fans, but possibly the general audience just isn't aware of that. And I hope that they go into that realizing that it could be different. My fiance and I actually sat down and watched Justice League this past weekend. I did it to kind of put it fresh in my mind. I don't know why I did it, really. I don't know. But my fiance never saw it before. But earlier that day, I was watching Batman vs. Superman, which she then actually watched about almost the whole thing with me. She watched. And I asked her after the movie, I was like, does that movie feel like it lines up with what you just saw in Batman vs. Superman? And she was like, no, it doesn't. With the exception of the Superman being dead and coming back to life, besides that, nothing really felt connected to that film. And that's kind of the biggest thing that I can't wait to see. And I said it earlier in this episode that I cannot wait to see the connection between Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. I just can't wait, guys. I really, truly cannot wait. It is so close, but yet so far away. 13 hours and 18 minutes now away from seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not soon enough. Not soon enough. I know that tomorrow they're having a watch party with Zack Snyder. I unfortunately will not be able to be part of that and watch that with all of you because I do have things with my family. It's my stepson's birthday, so I am celebrating that. Family first. Family first. So we'll be spending time with the family tomorrow and celebrating his birthday. But I hope you all enjoy it. Tonight is the red carpet premiere. That starts at 11 p.m. my time, Eastern, which is absolutely insane. I need to get some sleep before I watch the Snyder Cut, so I will be going to bed about 10 o'clock, sleeping for a few hours, waking up, going downstairs, making a pot of coffee, and getting ready to watch the Snyder Cut. Hopefully the servers don't crash, which very well could. I mean, I know that a lot of people are saying, will the servers crash? What do you think? Do you think the servers are going to crash? I don't want them to, but they could. The truth. Pardon me if you've discussed this earlier, but did you see Jason Killar tweet? It was a pic, the WB building, and I believe he's going for a meeting. Very interesting. I did see that. I did. I should have pulled it up here. Perhaps I can do it really quickly. Maybe. I have Twitter up while I do this. Share screen. Right there. Good morning, Twitter folk. Oh yeah. That's yeah, he's at the Warner Brothers building, Warner Brothers lot. What is he doing there? Who knows? Who knows? Is he going for a meeting? Could it be for something more, something bigger? I don't know. I actually see South Cali right here. Right here. Jason, listen to me now. It's Zach. He's the key. Are we too soon? I love it, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. Last question. Hey, man, keep asking questions. I'm good for another like 15, 20 minutes, so keep asking away. Yes, that is you, South Cali. You are there. What's your thoughts on Marvel and DCEU crossover? Well, I was thinking that today. I'm sitting downstairs doing some work, and I'm like, is there a potential? I think it could happen. I do. I think it could happen. I'm not saying anytime soon, but Marvel's going to need to find a way to reinvent itself in probably another 5 to 10 years, and DCEU might be on the track to reinventing themselves. So I think it's a possibility. And, you know, I mean, the fact that both of them handle and have multiverses, I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it could be. It very well could be. Damn, time to get back to work. Have a good stream, Rob. Take care. Thanks, South Cali. Thanks for joining in, watching me. Love the support. You're great. I got to get you back on the show here, maybe in the next week or so, to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'll reach out to you on that. Guys, it's almost here. It's almost here. One thing I do want to talk about before we get into anything else or anything. Us United, more than a hashtag. If you haven't seen this, there we go, this here floating around Twitter, this is an event that we're holding next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, the 26th and 27th of March. Bridging to Geekdoms is going to be part of it. You have Poindexter Lounge, Four Nerds, Wonder Meg, Super Hive. There's a big list of who's going to be involved. The Culture Nerds involved, Spoilerverse, Spoiler Country, bunch of things, shows and outlets involved right now. It's going to be a celebration, a thank you to Zack Snyder for giving us the Snyder Cut, for giving us Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everybody's invited. So I'm going to get to these questions here in a second, but everyone's invited to watch and partake. We're also asking that people would submit a 30 to 60 second video showing your excitement and thanking Zack Snyder for all that he's done within the DCEU and giving us Zack Snyder's Justice League. You can make those videos, send it to usunitedevent@gmail.com, and we will be showing those videos during the event. So make sure you submit those videos. The deadline for that is next Wednesday, I believe. I think that is what it is. Yes, next Wednesday, the 24th. So make sure you get those in. The Truth. Do you have any knowledge on when the Snyder Cut is going to drop? I'm on the East Coast. I'm hearing 2 a.m. drop. Actually, Truth, it is 3 a.m. Eastern time. Now, the reason why I know this is because of this right here. This is the official countdown right here. It's the official countdown for Zack Snyder's Justice League. 13 hours and 12 minutes. You put 12 minutes. That takes you to 3. Is that right? My clock, right? I think my clock. So I don't know what it is. But it does take you to 3 o'clock. At least it's supposed to, unless this is actually wrong. It's wrong. I don't know. Who knows right now? Whoa. There we go. But It is 3 a.m. I know that for a fact. They actually had an announcement. Zack Snyder's Justice League on Twitter posted the times last night, I want to say, or maybe this morning. Jump on there just to clarify, but it is 3 a.m. A lot of people were saying 2 a.m. truth because they forgot about the Spring Forward that just happened this past Sunday for the whatever it is, where clocks move ahead 1 hour. So yeah, that's what people forgot about. So that's why people were saying 2 a.m. It is 3 a.m. 100% sure of that because it's midnight West Coast. There you have it. So it's 12 hours. I apologize. You're right. 12 hours, 15 more minutes. I don't know why my thing is showing 13 hours. So it is 12 hours. This whole time I'm saying 13 hours, but it is 12 hours and 11 minutes at this point. Not 13 hours. I do apologize. So 12 hours, 13 minutes, or 11 minutes, whatever. So it is coming. Technology, guys. I really don't know why it says 13 hours. Maybe my clock on my computer is wrong. I don't know. It says 12:50. Whatever. Whatever. I cannot wait, guys. And again, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, all that jazz. We got some big things lined up here with Bridging the Geekdoms moving forward. We are back to doing live shows once a week on Thursdays. We aren't going to do a full live show tomorrow. I am going to do a show in the middle of the day just to have a show out there talking and discussing the Snyder Cut. So make sure it's going to be about noon, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you're on the lookout for that. But, we are every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We will be doing a live show. My co-host Colton Bird and I will be back just like old times when we used to do the podcast. I'm excited about it because it's been a while since we've done it on a regular basis. It's going to be a good time for sure. Instead of making you do it yourself, I'll do it right here since I have Twitter up. Oh, boy. Where's it at here? Oh, I can't find it now. I can't find it. I know that they shared it on Twitter, but yeah. Thanks for the info. You're doing a great job, man. Have a great stream. Thank you very much, Truth. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the movie, everybody. Thanks for the stream, bro. Absolutely. Get excited. That's all I want. This is all about hype. Get excited. It is coming. This here from the Mighty Pegasus. This is where I think it became real for me. When this event happened and Zach was looking for a poster to be made, I think that's when it became real that this was more than a possibility that this movie was going to get made. Here it is, his poster. So Victor Koo, great job. But that's when it got real for me. When did it get real for you? When did you know that this was more than a possibility of happening and coming out? Let me know in the comments or tell me right here. I got another 5-10 minutes to go, guys. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's go. Let's get some discussions going here. Oh boy. David Ayer Suicide Squad. Let's talk about that real quick. We haven't heard about much about that. The Ayer cut, has been a topic of discussion since the announcement of the Snyder Cut back on May 20th, 2020 last year. And a lot of people have been asking, are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? When is going to be a good time? Well, let's kind of start to end here on my belief on what could happen, on where this Snyderverse could lead. All right. Real quick, we got Andrew here jumping in the chat. Darkseid is DC Thanos, so awesome Zach is using him. Absolutely. Do you think the last trailer is too spoilery? That's from Akbar Gadang. Honestly, I can't. I didn't see the movie, so I can't say if it's too spoilery. I'm not affected by spoilers for big movies. So if you show me too much in a trailer, it normally doesn't affect my experience of the movie. But sometimes I do like them to not show certain things. My biggest issue that they actually showed was the Omega beams from Darkseid in one of the teasers. That was kind of disappointing. But for the most part, there's nothing that I saw in any trailers that made me truly believe or think that it ruined the movie or was spoilery, because for the most part, the entire movie has been kind of spoiled by Zack Snyder over the last 3 years in some form or fashion. I know there's going to be aspects of it that I wasn't aware, or beats that are a lot larger than I thought they would be. But again, there's nothing in those trailers that I went, damn, I wish I didn't know that, at least as of yet. I hope the Ayer cut would be released before my HBO Go subscription expires on January 2022. So here's the thing. I truly believe that we're going to get the Ayer cut. I do believe that the Snyderverse is going to continue. Right now, you have Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out tomorrow. And you got to let that breathe. Let it breathe a little bit. But you also have James Gunn's The Suicide Squad coming out later this year. To put out 2 Suicide Squad movies in 1 year, I'm not saying it would be confusing, but it could tarnish one or the other. It could. If the idea for Warner Brothers is to make money, then the idea and what they have to do is to make sure they spread everything out enough to not hurt each other. So I think Suicide Squad will be announced. David Ayer's Suicide Squad will be announced probably later this year, either right before James Gunn's comes out or right after, possibly at the DC Fandom event. I'm hearing it could happen in July or August. Not 100% sure on that right now, but it could be announced then. If that's the case, look for a 2022 release of David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Now, what that does is that gives Warner Brothers and HBO Max time to start planning, getting into production, the rest of the Snyderverse. I think that they have taken a look and seen, okay, there's some smaller projects that could be 6-month shoots or less, and post-production not too heavy, that we can turn around a project within 12 months, roughly, maybe even less. And if that's the case, and I'm thinking specifically a Batfleck series, or Deathstroke, or Cyborg, who knows? There's the possibilities are out there. But let's stick to what we know and have been hearing. The Batfleck series is not going to be heavy in the VFX department. It's going to be more of a grounded adventure. You have Reeves' Batman coming out in 2022. His next Batman movie, I don't know why my connection is so bad right now. Because I'm not on Wi-Fi, so I don't understand what's going on. I do apologize for that. That's bizarre. I'm sorry for that. Let's do this, though. Perhaps this will help. I'm not sure. Hopefully that helps. But I think that we'll see, with Matt Reeves' Batman coming out in 2022, why not have another Batman movie or series on HBO Max in 2023, the Batfleck series? Why not? That gives Zack Snyder time to film his Justice Leagues for a 2023 and 2024 release. If they allow him to do it in 2 parts, or maybe they'll just say, look, you got 12 episodes. Shoot it all. Have fun. And he'll shoot his entire arc, and it'll be a 12-episode show. That is what I being possible and feasible, and I think it's a brilliant plan. If Jason Kilar listens to anything, he needs to go to Hamada and Zack Snyder and say, guys, spread it up like this. It's not a bad idea. So definitely do that. Again, I'm sorry about my connection. I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing. I'm hardwired in. I'm not on my Wi-Fi, so it's a little unfortunate that it's like that. So I apologize for watching. I guess I'm gonna have to get going now because yeah, my connection is really, really bad right now. Better internet. That's what I got. But thank you so much. Sure, if you want to be part of the Us United event, send us a 30 to 60 second clip saying thank you and celebrate Snyder's Justice League to us event at gmail.com. So there you go. The deadline for that is March 24th, and the event is March 26th and 20 or 27th, 28th, March 27th, 28th. Man. But yes, again, thank you all so much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, do all those fun things that you're supposed to do for YouTubers because it does help greatly when you do that. With all that said, guys, I will talk to all of you later. See you.